My name is John Higgins, and I've lived in Longmont since 2004. I have noticed that. It's gotten hotter, probably really significantly in the last 4 or 5 years. Denver had its highest time ever 4 or 5 years ago. I think the biggest impact of summer weather and heat has been the increase in wildfires. And what I've noticed mostly is the air quality gets pretty funky during the summer here. Not only visibly, but walking becomes a challenge and you can smell the smoke. And I've never noticed that before until recent years. Typically my wife and I walk at Lake McIntosh quite often or other parts of the city. But during the hotter summer months, we start staying inside more, we close the house up more, that wildfires and air quality has become quite noticeable. We have a neighbor who moved here recently from out of the area, and she's very active. She's in her 80s, very active, gets out, hikes, does all kinds of different things. But when it gets warmer, she closes up her house, she's out hardly anything at all except very early in the morning or late in the evening. I think it makes life less full when the temperatures get hot. The program they had was a shared cost program, not very expensive for what these guys did. They looked at our air conditioning and our heating and our furnace and really demonstrated to us how we could save money. But they also came out and did an energy efficiency check on the house, which we thought it was fine until they said, well, you're losing heat from here and air conditioning from this window and this door is leaking, whatever. It caused us to rethink expenditures that we weren't planning on quite yet to make the house more energy efficient. And we re-insulated our home. We did a bunch of different things that they recommended. Really common sense changes that we did in our house and saved us money on our electricity bill and on the gas. I recall one of the things that Zach Lance from Sustainability Department came and spoke about, some kind of a heat mapping or heat indexing study where they drove around the city and measured temperatures throughout the day, with the idea that there are parts of the city that are hotter than other parts just because lack of vegetation, more cement, more asphalt, whatever. And I believe the city was going to come out with a map to show areas that needed attention to cool it down. I recall them saying they thought the temperature would sometimes be 10 degrees hotter from one area to another. And that's going to affect every age group, seniors, young people, what have you. I'm not sure what the results were, but I know the city was pretty adamant about getting out there and finding out and making some changes as needed. Before I became involved with the Senior Center and the Advisory Board and Friends, I don't know that I really appreciate how much the city does for its population, and specifically for seniors. They really do. I didn't know that until I got involved. And come to find out that for example, the advisory board has focused on transportation issues, housing, sustainability. This past year, we began to look into food access and food insecurity. There's some pretty amazing statistics about how our senior population is undernourished, underfed. And the city's been very responsive. They have so much on their plate, you really need to go out there and ask for the help that you want. I found it to be very responsive from the mayor down to every council person. You know, I think about what's coming for me and my kids and my grandkids. We all live here. But I think what I'd like to see happen is people become more and more involved in their community. I don't know what's going to happen on a national level, but if I could just ask everybody to participate in the Longmont level, you know, there's groups called the Neighborhood Group Leadership Association, or there are 42 of those groups spread out throughout the city affecting their neighborhoods. More can be established. But I think if people kind of start talking more to themselves, amongst themselves, more things will get done. So I'd like to see more of that kind of participation, more asking for help, more people talking to each other. Don't assume it's not there unless you've asked and looked. And if it's not there, ask for it. You might find out the city's willing to do it.